Hello, this is Neo and welcome to another motorcycle feature. Today we have here the Suzuki's newest motorcycles. This is the Suzuki GSX-8T and the 8TT. So for today's video, let's have a quick look. So we have here all of the available colors for the 8T and for the 8TT. So that is the metallic matte steel green and this is the metallic matte black. For the TT model, there's two colors available. This is the sparkle black and the pearl matte shadow green. Okay, for its engine, it has a 776cc parallel twin cylinder with 4-stroke liquid-cooled dual overhead cam with a 6-speed constant mesh gearbox with bi-directional quickshifter. For the T model, this has a 201 kg curb weight with a little bit more for the TT. Also features the 5-inch TFT display that's fully colored with the same TFT display with the GSX-8 series. For your fuel tank, you have 16.2 liters of capacity. For the T model, you have a gold-coated upside-down fork that is non-adjustable. For the front brakes, you have dual disc brakes on the front and a 4-pot piston caliper by Nissan. You have a single disc brakes at the rear and then a 1-pot piston Nissan caliper. Yes, the wheels are 17 inches front and rear. For the tires, it has tubeless tires for the front and the rear. For the front, it's 120 by 70 and then 180 by 55 for the rear. The tire brand is Dunlop Sport Max. And like other Suzukis, this bike is made in Japan. These bikes, by the way, are Euro 5 Plus compliant, so expect it to be very quiet. But as you can see, there's a huge bread box below. Okay, so ride height check. My height is 5'6" with a 30-inch inseam. I can flat foot on one end or tiptoe on both ends. Also, like other modern bikes, this has good weight distribution. It feels very light, though at the moment it has no fuel. The ergonomics, it's quite upright. Still upright with a little bit of lean forward. The controls feels very commanding. Steering is rather light as well. So let's have a closer look at the 8TT. So at first you can see its head cowl, but at first I thought this was flat, but actually there's a bit of a shape curved outwards. And then you can see the overall design, it is integrated with the turn signals, which by the way is a bit smaller compared to the other turn signals by the other Japanese brands. And for the T model, this is a bit more of a rugged look. Again, for the T model, it doesn't have the belly pan unlike the TT model. And actually when you look at it, it's more of complete looking already out of the dealership. Let's see the parts. This is plastic, this is metal, and this is plastic. And then for the taillight, like the other 8S models, the taillight is integrated. So if you want a tail tidy, you need a dedicated fender for the rear and for your turn signals. The passenger foot pegs, this is steel as well and has a nice click on it and actually reminds me of the GSX-1000 series. Suzuki has in mind to design the engine that will blend even for the classic look. And look, there's a GSX-8 GT. Alright, for the controls, let's have a look. You have a non-adjustable clutch lever for both models. You have this navigation controls for your TFT display. You have your turn signals switch, your horn, and on the right side you have your integrated kill switch and starter button, and also a hazard switch. By the way, your brake lever is adjustable like that. For bar and mirrors, you have a large bar and mirror that's actually more than 4 fingers wide. And when you look at it, it's not actually symmetrical, wherein it's a little bit offset to the right if you're looking at the motorcycle in the front. But of course, you can just rotate it. But you can see that there's a certain shape here that's going to sort of differentiate whenever you twist the bar and mirror. By the way, the screen comes in smoke. For the T model, the badge of Suzuki is placed next to the TFT display. Meanwhile, for this one, it's on the outer side of the cowl. You can see the welding quality of the frame. For the seat, it differentiates as well for the T model and the TT model because it's more flattened. And for the T model, it actually reminds me of the Z900 RS with a stitch of a more classic looking. This is more of a modern look, so it's a bit lighter for this port, and then there's the darker side with red stitching. And for the padding, there's also that, which I can say is comfortable. For the side fender, the 8 logo here is actually, as you can see, looks like it has a brushed steel or a brushed aluminum texture. I'm not really sure if it's just plastic or metal, but it has a very distinct look. that is separating the 8 logo to the rest of the panel. And I think it adds to the classic look as well is the rectifier, and then it has some sort of cover that is holding it. So that's plastic as well. But you can see the overall aesthetic of the engine is mixing well with the rest of the body. So let's just display the differences. The side panel is more of a matte. For the ATT, this is gloss model or gloss painted. And then it has a belly pan. The overall parts is, or the overall body is painted in gloss, unlike the AT where it has matte. The forks are painted in gold or anodized or something like that, or treated with gold. And then for the ATT, it's just plain black, which is more slick in my opinion. And then for the seats, this has a more modern look with a flat stitching with a red stitching detailing it. And then for the T model, it has some sort of ridges that is more of a flat and more rough texture. T model, it has a black painted cast aluminum wheels. And then for the TT model, it has a rather standing out red painted colored wheels. And then there's another color for this, but it is more of a matte version where it has like a pale gold color to it. So like the Suzuki SV650, this features a low RPM assist. Also, it has ride modes, ABS, traction control, and other cool features for safety. Alright, for the pricing, for the 8T model, it is 699,000 Philippine pesos. And then for the ATT model, this is 729,000 Philippine pesos. And if you're interested, you can go here at Suzuki Makati, nearby Buendia. So that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. As always, ride safe and see you on the road.